Good evening, sir. This is Group 7 that is going to present a project with the title of Retrieval, Augmented Fine-Tuning for Resume Screening with Knowledge Distillation. My name is Nakajiko Jovia, and I'm the first presenter. So this is an example of the dataset that we are going to be using. This dataset has a category of the job description, and it also has the many different resumes inside it. This is the dataset that is going to be used in the editor that we are going to be using. So we also use the Anaconda distribution, which is an open source distribution for Python. It helps to simplify package management and deployment. It's used in machine learning and data science. Now, in this Anaconda distribution, we have the Jupyter Notebook, which we are also using here, the Jupyter Notebook editor. And in this editor, we are going to first import the libraries that are going to be used when working on the data set. So this first line of code shows that we import the NumPy library. This NumPy library enables us to load the data set onto the notebook. And going ahead, we import the pandas as PD library. This library enables us to convert the dataset that I showed you here in Excel. It enables us to convert this dataset into a Python dictionary. Then going ahead, we import the matplotlib.pyplot as PLT library. This library enables us to visualize the dataset which is in the notebook. It enables us to visualize it in forms of graphs, as I'm showing you, and pie charts and many other things. Going ahead, then this line of code, which is data equals pd.read CSV, enables us to log the data set and onto the notebook. And in logging it will transform it into a table form that will be used by the notebook. Then the next line of code, which is data.head, that one enables us to put specific data that is in the data set. It enables us to put a specific amount of data into the notebook. For example, here we have data.head into brackets 20. It enables us to put the data from that data contents of that data set that are only 20. As you see here, we start from 0 to 20. Thank you so much. I'm going to invite the next speaker to continue from where I've stopped.
Good evening. My name is Nacha Jalora Christine, and I'll be taking you through the next part of our EDA. So the next part is look and visualize at the categories. So here, this line of code, print data categories, uniquely prints each category in our data set. It uniquely prints it, stating them as you see here. Coming from our data set here, there are very many categories, as you see: data science, HR, many others, advocate, arts, web designing, mechanical engineer, assaults, and etc. So it uniquely prints all those categories. Here, as you can see, it's well listed. Now, this next line, print total unique categories, it prints, it counts all these unique categories and gives us the number, as you see here, the 25 categories in our data set. So going on to the next, there is this line of code, print data categories dot value count. So this one counts each values under the different categories. Let me say each version is under the different categories. As you see, for example, data developer has 84. You can see ads has 36. Health and fitness has 30. Advocate has 20. Yeah. So going on to the next line of code. So this next line of code imports Seaborn. So Seaborn is a visualization library that's part of Matplot library. So it's literally built on top of Matplot library, and it provides high-level interface for creating attractive and informative statistical data. For example, statistical data can be bar graphs, pie chart, and any graph that can show all this data that we have here in our data set statistically. So and now going on to this next part, this line here, this literally shows us the size of our graph, and this is the size here. Then this one is allocating access to the graph, giving that the y-axis is the category and the x-axis will be the data, meaning it's the what? They're the numbers down here. So this data up here is what we are literally going to plot here in our graph. As you can see, data science has 40. And as you see here, data science, when you go down, it's 40 here. So even testing has 70. When you go back this side, it has 70 as well here. So this literally shows us statistical graphics of our data in the data set, and it makes visualization easier. Thank you, and I'll be calling on to the next speaker.
Thank you so much. My name is Abdul Emma. I'm going to be taking you through the next code that does the visualization of the distribution of categories. Here we still use on the Metaplot library, we import the grid space. The Metaplot library here is basically for visualization, and we import the grid spec. The grid spec here is basically for drawing or coming up with the pie chart. As you look at here, the first line of code, it's from the Metaplot library. Now, the size of the pie chart is determined by the calculations. The calculations of different categories are based on they are made in 2 decimal places. So the categories, the sizes of the categories depends on the percentage of each particular category. Take, for example, the Python developer. You look at its size, it takes a percentage of 4.99%. This category of testing, it takes 7.28%. The category of Java developers, it takes 8.73%. So the sizes differ according to the percentage. You see, testing, the portion of testing is not the same as the portion of civil engineering, simply because the percentage of testing is 7.28%, and the percentage of civil engineer is 2.49%. And that one, this is our pie chart, as you can see here, of different categories with their different percentages. From there, we look at this code for removal of what? Unwanted text from our resumes. You see the text we remove here can be hashtags, special letters, punctuations that may make our text not clear and not understandable. So for you to make it clear, you have to remove some text, and that is what this code basically does. So the text can be removed either at the beginning or in the middle or at the end. Such text you can see such text, like for example here in our data set, things to do like this. These are the unwanted texts that we can have to remove. Unnecessary full stops. Those are things that we remove. Those are things we remove from our resumes, as you may look at them here. Then after removing this kind of unwanted text, you go ahead and create now the clean text. You create the clean text. After the unwanted text has been removed, you create the clean text as you see it here. Now, the other unwanted content which you have removed will no longer appear in your cleaned text, as you may see here. You'll be in position to read clearly what the text is all about. For example, in this line, skills, programming languages, Python, bundles number. So that is now the cleaned text that has been cleaned after removing the what? The unwanted text from your resume. And this one strictly helps you in accuracy in whatever you are doing, because it shows you the number of columns you remain with after removing the what? The unwanted text. So that is basically what I had to talk about. Let me call the next presenter to take you through the plot world cloud image. Thank you so much.
Thank you. My name is Saman Katende, and I'll be taking you through the rest of the notebook. So our notebook generally contains mostly visualizations of what our data sets contains, and then some little cleaning of the data, and then yeah. So I'm going to take you through plot word clouds. So plot word cloud image is this is the plot word cloud image. So what is its important? It is showing us the distribution of the different words in the data set. So it is showing us the frequency of how like the frequency of each word, or the most common words in the data set. Remember, since this is a CV thing, we want to make sure that our CVs, we want to make sure that we get or pick the exact words from the CVs, such that we can then use them for excuse me, pre-processing. So, visualize. We use the visualization tool, the matplotlib, to visualize this. So this is the word cloud image showing the different words and how frequently they are being seen. For example, what's like skill, experience, data science, details, company, experience, those kinds of words. So this code here looks through the first. This code here looks through the first rows in our data set, the first 200 rows in our data set, and then gets the frequency of words like details, words like experience, words like month, and then prints their frequency. For example, details was in the first 200 rows, it was being talked about 6 or 9 times. Words like month, 4, 7, or 8 times. Words like company, 4, 5, 9 times. So this code here loops through, and then each word it will append. It will be like counting. It will be like counting the number of times this word is being showed or being noticed in the resumes. So a brief recap. So here we were using RevGeo expressions to remove unwanted text, as my previous speaker said. Text like these ones, text like punctuations, and then after removing these. Sorry for that. Sorry for that. So I was talking about the information that is being removed, and then after this information is removed, the data is being appended to a new list in form of a data frame now, and then it's clean data, like it's clean text. For example, we've removed unwanted text, and then we have created a new data frame called data. So down here, you can see this is a visualization to compare what we had before and what we have now. So this section shows you the previous data before the other data had been taken out. So this is before like the small pre-processing, and then this side here is after the pre-processing. Yeah, so that's all with our EDA. Maybe a small thing is that we used a local repository. So we've been using Jupyter Notebook and Anaconda distribution. So we've kept our codes in GitHub. I think we may provide a link if you guys want to see. Yeah. So I think that's it. Thank you for your time. Yeah, I think that's it. So we still remain group 7, working with resume screening and using a RAFT, and then a knowledge distillation. To give a summary of everything, we've imported libraries, we've visualized the data, we've visualized the data in different formats, bar graphs, pie charts, what images. We've cleaned the data, we've removed unnecessary special characters, punctuations. Yeah, we've described the frequencies of particular different words. We've given a brief show of what the cleaning process is going to be. So the next steps or the future plans we have, we're going to make sure we incorporate an API where where users can pass their resumes, and then this relevant data is extracted. Relevant data like skills, work experience, preferences, relevant data according to different job descriptions will be extracted, and then we shall use it in our pre-processing, and then we hope to continue clean the data and get a better data set for our projects. I beg to rest my case. I remain Katende Herman, Group 7. Thank you.